just found a nice looking bit of ceramic. What's up guys, Chris here from Vo-Gus Prospect. If you're new to the channel, a big warm welcome, and if you're an old moldy hat just like this one, welcome back. Today, we're working a high bench deposit with a little river sluice. The bucket you saw me run at the start was actually from another location. I just wanted to see if there was any gold in it when I was walking past it, so I took a bucket, and we got one speck. Right meow. But that is not why we're here today. We're here today because of this. This little pile of dirt here is the results of me doing some test pans. The first test pan I took was from right here, and we pulled out about 20 specks of gold, and I went, okay, that's pretty good. How much further up? So we took a test pan from here, and we got some pretty decent gold. We got about 30 specks. So then we took a pan from underneath my rubble there, and it went to about 100. And then we took a pan from way up the top here, and it hit 150 specks in a pan. Which means it's a very good bench deposit. It's been here for quite some time. Bench deposits are really simple for those of you who do not know what they are. All it is a creek changes its height and its left to right orientation over a course of time. At some point in time, the creek was running over the top of that high bench on top of some hard bedrock, and it was depositing gold as it did so. And basically ever since then, that gold has remained there because there hasn't been any big enough floods or heavy enough rains to make that bank slump down and shed its gold, which means that we can work all of this dry gravel. The first place I want to work is just in here, this bit here, the low bench. Our first bucket is filled with lower bench dirt, and our second bucket is going to be filled with upper bench dirt. Always pre-wet any dirt that's dry that you're about to run through a sluice, otherwise it'll float and you'll lose a lot of gold. First two buckets done, and the top bench bucket had a lot of very fine stuff, but not a huge speck count. The bottom stuff, ooh mama, that had some gold in it. I mean, I can see that from here. Look at that. Gold, gold everywhere. The gold starts filling in the letters for the name. So that's 2 buckets down, we got 4 more to go. I actually held up the right amount of fingers this time, that was a positive. For everyone wondering, Michael still lives.
I do.
He does.
Yes, I do.
Yes. So don't worry about him. I'll con him into some more episodes soon. Third bucket down, fourth bucket started. And We're starting to get some nice looking gold in that mat. I want to explain to you guys how to find a bench deposit, an alluvial bench deposit. And what I mean by this is one that's not coming from a source. This is an important distinction. Some of the mid-level miners out there, the guys who know more than enough to get themselves into trouble and not quite enough to get themselves back out of it, will be asking the question, why don't you go and find the source of where that gold's coming from? Well, it's coming from the reef mines further upstream. Like I said before, this is the product of many floods and erosion. As the creek sunk into it, it's left that gold behind. This isn't a reef shedding, this is an alluvial, not alluvial. I'll put the spelling up on the screen, that'll help. Now the way you find these is just like every other deposit, you do it with test panning. The first thing you're going to do is start test panning down a stream, and the first indicator you're going to find of a deposit, a bench deposit, is suddenly you'll hit gold. There's a pay streak running down every creek or river. If you cut a series of test pans directly across a creek, you will eventually find where that ribbon of gold is traveling down the stream. If you're following that and suddenly the gold gets a lot better for an unexplained reason, you might not necessarily be on an inside bend, you might not necessarily be on a place that would normally accumulate gold. You'll be next to something like a bank, a high bank. So you'll be following that ribbon of gold, and maybe it's 50 specks a pan, right? So you're getting 50, 50, 50, 200. That's what happened here. Suddenly I hit this huge spec count. And that's when I thought, well, there's no reason for it to be stopping here. There's no obstruction. It is an inside bend, but there's no gravel. There's no gravel bar. It's just sand. Why is there so much gold here? And that's when I started doing my test that I tell everyone to do. Take an X. So you do a line across the stream and you do a line up and down the stream, and you follow the spec count. And the spec count pointed me up the hill. The closer I got to that hill, the more specks of gold I got, and therefore I knew that it was shedding from up higher on top of that hill. So once you find a really high spec count like that and you are next to a very tall bank, it is worth taking several test pans up it. Grizzly, is that a rock in your mouth? Can it, thank you. My back hurts. Bending down too long. I'm getting old. I'm 30 in like a month. We have done 10 buckets, 100 liters of classified dirt, and we have got just one of the best mats I've seen this year. Feast your eyes on that. That is an amazing run of color. Starting all the way at the top of the mat, runs all the way down. The M is pretty much full of gold, and so are those cells. I'm just letting it do a little bit of self-cleaning. It'll clear out some of the lighter material for me before I put it into a pan and show you what we got. Now, I'm going to make a special video very soon about how to separate your gold from black sands, ironstone and whatnot, because everyone's been asking for it. So I think it's about time that I finally got off my butt and did it. Oh my God, there is a lot of gold in there. As we saw earlier, we've got the M full, but when you can start coming down the mat, there's gold in this cell, and there's a bucket load of fine gold just in there, and it's everywhere. It's all over that top section of mat. Also got a sinker. Ooh, fishing. And of course, we've got the run of gold going up the mat. What a day. As per usual, there is plenty of gold that I dropped down the bottom here, so we will take this home and clean it up properly. But for now, woo! Look at that pay streak. I would guess there's probably a 0.8 or so there. Is that a bit of gold? I don't know. We've got a lot of that super fine stuff that we've been getting in this area, plus a couple of these nicer, chunkier pieces. It's always good to get nice chunky pieces. I just covered with black sand. Good on me. So there you have it. What a happy little accident it was to find this spot. Just knowing what to look for, what I teach my videos is a methodology, a way of thinking. There isn't a one set fast rule that's going to get you the most amount of gold. It's just about having enough open-mindedness that when you stumble across something new, something different, you're willing to explore it. So go back and watch a couple of my videos, watch a couple of Andrew's videos from Adventure Gold, watch Pioneer Paulie, watch Busted Knuckles, watch all these guys and read between the lines. What they're saying isn't necessarily always all the information that's in that video. A lot of what they're doing is telling you just as much. So watch what tools they're using, where they're digging, why they're scratching a certain way they're scratching, look at what they're breaking up and what they're following, and you'll suddenly start to see a lot more of that information that will help you get more gold. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video. Remember to hit that like, share and subscribe button if you would, because that helps me grow the channel bigger and better for you guys. I hope you're all doing well. Say hi to your mum for me. Peace, and I'm out.